What is up, everybody? This is Matt, your host of the Jammies. In this episode, it's going to be a wild ride. We have so many different artists to talk about, as per usual, and man, we got so many saucy singles. It'll make you forget about every band you've ever come to love. There will be so much new music to check out, so many new artists to check out that, poof, there goes the Lumineers. Who are they? I don't know. I'm all about Congress the band now. I'm all about Halfway. We're gonna get into all the music recommendations, a whole bunch of stuff this episode, but let's start with that sick nasty intro from Superfect. Kick it. All right, what is up, everybody? It is MattyWitha the Jammies. That almost really flows well together. I feel like I might have to re-nickname myself just to be MattyWitha the Jammies. No, it almost had to be like Mammy Jammies. MattyWitha the Jammies. At least you can make yourself laugh. Anyways, this is the 10th episode of the Jammies show, and so happy to have everybody here. It's a big one. I mean, not only we just have so much good stuff to get through, but we hit double digits, everybody. I appreciate anybody that's been here, listened to every episode. If you're just joining us right now, or if you've listened to a couple, hey, there's a lot of good stuff out there. And now we even have playlists to go with all of the podcasts, so big deal. Gotta reference it first thing in the show. So now, right in the episode description, you'll actually be able to click on a link. It'll bring you right to a playlist that is a public playlist just showcasing all of the different music that has been recommended during the show. Click on that link. Otherwise, you can go to the link tree. URL is going to be posted in the episode description as well, but that's going to be where you can find a whole bunch of stuff, including the Spotify playlist. That is the link tree. URL is linktr.ee/the Jammies, which is TheJammies. Linktree is going to have so much stuff. I really got to give a big shout out to Linktree. It seems like a simple concept just to have a link to all of your different things, but they are just doing it right. It's a really clean setup. No sponsorship, of course, but got to shout out Linktree. And if you haven't, and you're trying to create content or just want everything in one place for people to be able to find, it's a beautiful thing. Speaking of a beautiful thing, we went to go see Old Mervs. I believe that I referenced this at the end of the last episode here, but we got to go see Old Mervs in concert in Minnesota. Took a nice 4.5 hour drive out there, met up with a couple friends, and we had a fabulous time. Old Mervs, such a great concert. Got to hear a lot of the hits, a lot of the good new stuff on the new album there. And also gotta give a shout out to their opener, which one of the friends that I was with actually said that it was the best opening band that they had ever heard. And they also said they have 2 new bands to go check out after the Old Mervs concert. So that is the band, the Dalmatian Club, like the dog, woof woof. The Dalmatian Club, they have maybe 7 songs out there. And the Dalmatian Club's latest single is called Something Stolen. This one came out pretty recently here. I think it's the best song that they have that's recorded so far. During the concert, man, they just lit it up. They had such good energy, really fast-paced, great rock. Special shout out as well to the keyboardist / backup singer. She was just adding so much to the group. Really, really impressed by the whole band. So Something Stolen is definitely the one that I'd recommend off of what they have out there currently on Spotify and whatnot. Anyways, that is the Dalmatian Club. Old Mervs, we talked plenty about Old Mervs. Just wanted to give a special shout out to them. Super nice guys. I mean, I can't imagine how much travel it is to come from Australia and then just tour the United States, going to all over the place. I mean, just day after day, just more and more travel, and then to have to perform and everything. But we did get to meet them after the show. Great guys, very, very friendly, very much love supporting them, not only for their music, but now for their personality, their person itself there. So, Old Mervs, appreciate the great show out in Minnesota. All right, little bit of housekeeping just to start us off here. There's no video. I don't think anybody necessarily really found the video. I mean, basically what ended up happening was I thought it was going to be that next step forward. It turned into a lot more work, and just while working full-time, working on a whole lot of other projects, it's just not really what I want to be spending my valuable time doing, I guess I'd say. I do like editing on. I use Audacity, and I like having it just be an MP3, smaller file sizes, all that. The TikToks were nice to have, a face footage, basically, part of the TikToks, but that's neither here nor there. Spotify video for podcasts was really, I straight up couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, I'm not gonna just do all this video just for the background of some TikToks, as well as like a YouTube video that maybe, I mean, YouTube is its own beast, right? So with all that being said, the Jammies, for now at least, it'll just be an MP3 podcast. I feel like that's the best way to do a podcast anyways. Most people, I feel like it's when they're commuting, maybe it's in the background while they work. And yeah, you don't really need a video of a guy that's just sitting in a chair, right? So a little bit more housekeeping here. Please do follow the show. We're going to be pushing the episodes back to more of like an end of month thing. They were usually being released around the middle of the month, but just kind of with my schedule and how I want to almost wrap up every month, it's going to just work so much better as a cap of the month as opposed to just being split in the middle of the month. So expect it on probably most of the time. It's going to be the last Friday of every month is going to be when the next Jammies episode comes out. But if you do want to follow the show, not only it's nice to see a couple followers show up, but also it's going to alert you when a new episode drops. Do click that follow button if you care to do so. The episodes also have timestamps, so if you want to jump around to any specific artist or anything like that, timestamps are in the description, as well as you can click around on podcast formats. So this is the Jammies podcast. You can also find me at Instagram and TikTok at MattyWitha. That's MattyWitha, old handle. We're keeping it going, keeping it flowing with the Jammies stuff. If you wanted to reach out via email, it's going to be at thejammiesshow@gmail.com. That's the Jammies is JAMMIES show, SHOW, @gmail.com. If you had any recommendations for the show, if you have been checking out some music and just want to spread that love, and also if you actually have music for the show that you wanted showcased, like Noah Richardson has, Nicole Alexis has, Nikki and the Barn Boys have, and today we have another artist showcase. We'll jump right into that after just a little bit more housekeeping. Stick with me. Lastly, just that Linktree. Again, Linktree, it's just got every single socials on there. It's got the Discord community if you wanted to join that. All of my different socials. It's got links to the podcast. It's got links now to the playlists that are made. It's even got links to merch if you wanted a Jammies shirt. They're very nice quality, honestly. So it's out there. It's a thing. All that being said, we have the artist showcase that'll cap the end of this show, and it is from a band called FLUMP. If you could have put in a guess, would you have guessed that FLUMP was our artist showcase? Probably not, but they're fantastic. So the band FLUMP, they had 2 songs before this recent EP that dropped on August 8th called Sometimes But Not For Long. Actually, there's a single right on that EP called Sometimes But Not For Long, and we are going to be showcasing that, so that'll be the end of the show. I think we're going to end up playing the entire song because it's something special, and I do like it to play out the full thing. So look forward to FLUMP to end the show. Seem like super nice guys out in the UK. I believe they say they're from the Bristol area, which, man, this podcast is actually helping me learn more European places and Australian places, so yay for geography. So yeah, we have probably 4 brand new artists to talk about. We have a new album to talk about from Richy, Mitch, and the Coal Miners. Yes, they released another album this year. Pretty crazy stuff, but we'll get into that later. And we have upwards of like 17 saucy singles, so buckle up, keep your eyes on the road, and I'm gonna direct you to just some fantastic new music, a bunch of stuff that's just come out in August alone. So I haven't even had the most time with it, but I know for a fact that it is some great music. Every time I get to queue up all these songs, I straight up back them fully. Really, really some good stuff. So let's jump into it. Alrighty, and the first artist that we are going to deep dive into, I had a single saved from them from last episode. I was going to mention it in the saucy singles, but I did like the single enough that I knew that I was going to want to deep dive into this band. The band is called Certainly So, and the first ever song that I heard from them is the song Foreign Ties. It is their #1 song on Spotify, and it's a great one, and that led me into Certainly So. The album artwork on the album called Probably Not, their latest from 2024, it really caught my eye. I knew I was going to want to check out that one as well, but Foreign Ties is on their first ever album that came out in 2021, so I liked that song enough, kept on queuing it up. So I heard Foreign Ties enough times, and I found some extra time to check out their whole first album. Their first album was called Future Self, Only Dreams. Again, it came out in 2021. It has the songs Foreign Ties on it. It has the song Dizzy, which, if you like Cage the Elephant, check out the song Dizzy by Certainly So, and tell me it's not a Cage the Elephant song, just front to back. There's also songs Downtown / Such a Saint, kind of 2 songs in one. Really love both of them. Such a Saint is probably the better half of the song, I guess, but again, good on both fronts, so stick around for that second half. And then possibly my favorite song by them is called Even If You Do. It's a 6-minute song. It's slower. It doesn't necessarily kind of crescendo until maybe the 3-minute mark, and then it just keeps on going from there. But in my opinion, the song's fully worth it. Even If You Do by Certainly So, again, potentially my favorite song. And they just have a catalog of great songs. They have 3 albums out. I really fell in love with the Future Self Only Dreams album from 2021. And I definitely listened front to back with the album from 2024 called Probably Not. I listened to that one quite a few times as well, and it just continues to grow on me. My favorite song on the Probably Not album is the song Red Wine, but there's a lot to love on that one too. So yeah, this band, they're vibey. They have a ton of different tones for each of their different songs. I mean, they go from indie rock to just really chill. They have just some nice, slower, like mesmerizing sounding songs with just clear, concise vocals, just good lyrics that you can hear every word of what they're saying. And just some of my favorites just are like Beatles songs in like the best of ways. So again, I said in last episode, don't at me because I compare somebody to the Beatles. I think that they have some Beatles influence, and it's pretty evident in a lot of those songs there. So do check this one out. Again, the more I listen to them, the more I just love this band. So Certainly So, top level, I would say Foreign Ties is their number 1 song. So clearly people are liking that one. I do too, but I do recommend, I guess, the songs Foreign Ties, Dizzy, Downtown / Such a Saint, Even If You Do, again, being potentially my favorite song called Red Wine. Those are some good ones. Under the Rug, Weeping Willow. I mean, there's a whole bunch to like by this band, so do check out Certainly So. I'll be probably including at least probably 6+ songs into the Jammies playlist for this episode. If you are just shuffling through, you'll probably hear a good chunk of Certainly So. All right, let's jump into another band because we got so much to get through. We are talking Penelope Road. Penelope Road is Penelope-Road. So Penelope Road, there's just something about this band and their music that just reels me in. It's groovy. It's just chill music. I feel like they definitively have they have a best song, I'd say, but no matter what, every time I listen to them, I'd queue up all 7 of their songs and just listen to each and every one of them front to back. Only 7 songs out, as mentioned. They started releasing music back in May of 2024, so definitely pretty new, but have a decent following on Spotify so far. The song that I feel is definitively their best, at least for me personally, it's the song called Out Tonight. It just kind of kicks things off with a little drum, and then you're going to immediately feel the vibe, I feel like, right away with the piano / keyboardist, and they're going to carry you right through the first verse. And then they actually have essentially 2 lead singers, and it really, man, when the singer switch happens, it just kicks it up a notch. They just get even groovier. The guitar and the bass, just love it. The whole song, phenomenal. So I do like the 2 singer thing. I believe it's 2 male singers, and it works well for different duets in some of their songs. Out Tonight definitely has that. Another one that you can hear both the singers pretty clearly is the song So It Goes, which is actually their latest single, came out on July 18th. Probably my second favorite song by Penelope Road. Again, I listen to all 7 of them. I queue up every one of them, but top level, I do think Out Tonight, So It Goes, and then the song Mercy are probably my favorite 3 by Penelope Road. But if you need a little bit more, there's Flowers, there's What Can I Do? Again, all of them really, really damn good. And one of the ones that I didn't even mention actually have the most listens. It has 2.5 million listens. It's called Tired of Love, and that's a good one too. It's just maybe not my top song by them. Again, Out Tonight, my number 1 song, and technically their number 1 song on Spotify right now, about to reach 1 million listens probably by the time this airs. So let's go get them to 1 million on Out Tonight. Go check that one out and check out the rest of what Penelope Road has to offer. All right, next band. This band is called Rec Hall. It is REC space HALL. The other 2 bands that we've talked about definitely have some upper energy booster songs, but Rec Hall, they have 10 songs out. All 10 of them just have this energy about them. Rec Hall, definitely one of the bands I'm most excited to talk about today. Again, they have 10 songs out. Every single one of them is sincerely great. Again, I'll queue up all 10, listen to them front to back all the time. If you are checking out that Jammies playlist, all 10 of them are going to be in that one. So you'll be hearing Rec Hall shuffled in quite a bit. So Rec Hall started releasing music in 2021. They had the song She Doesn't Get It. This one, it reminds me of one of my recent favorite bands called Foxtide. Actually, maybe going to be able to go see Foxtide open for Axe and the Hatchet Men a little bit later in the year, so pretty excited about that. But we're talking Rec Hall. We're talking the song She Doesn't Get It. One of my favorites for sure. I mean, to start with such a fantastic first song on your Spotify is just very impressive to me. While I call that one a comparison to Foxtide, this band really reminds me of Foster the People. Foster the People, I mean, huge band. They are just feel good indie rock, packing energy into all their songs, and it's just easy to feed off of. And Rec Hall is just the exact same way, especially on their second EP called Otherworld. All these songs just get me going. I feel like they will do the same for you. Every song that they have come out with, it just has a great hook. It has a great refrain. I feel like none of them overstay their welcome. All of them are like right around 3.5 minute runtime. They always hit you with that awesome refrain before they go too. Sometimes you love a refrain of a song and then they just don't end with it almost. And Rec Hall always ends with it, and all of their refrains are phenomenal. Everything in between is phenomenal too, but man, they have some catchy tunes. They know how to make great music. I believe it's just 3 people. They're doing wonderful things. I did mention the song She Doesn't Get It. Again, came out in 2021, so their first ever song released on streaming services. Other favorites are song Delay, Pontiac, Bored with My Feet. But again, I love all 10 songs. Again, they'll all be in this playlist on Spotify that I'll be making, and I highly recommend listening to everything that they have out. The easiest way that I've found, either if you're on Spotify, they actually have the top 10 songs. You can just shuffle those. Otherwise, if you wanted to hear them all in the order that the artist maybe wants you to, they have 2 EPs out with 5 songs on each EP, and that's going to be all 10 there. So they have an EP from 2023. It's called Localism. That's going to have their first 5 songs, and then they came out with the EP Otherworld, as we mentioned, in November of 2024, and that one has the second batch of 5 songs. What we said about, I can't remember the artist, but November 2024, it qualifies for the Jammies Awards. So we might be able to talk about a song or two in the Jammies Awards for 2025 with Rec Hall. But until then, do enjoy it. Go check them out. Go shuffle them up. They are phenomenal. All right, we got to talk about the biggest elephant in the room that this podcast has ever seen. What elephant? What are you talking about? We gotta talk about KPop Demon Hunters. You talking KPop Demon Hunters? Can't cage that elephant. Oh my god. Can't cage that elephant is so hard to say. Alright, skit comedy apparently not my thing. But hey, we're here talking Huntrix and the Saja Boys, aka KPop Demon Hunters. Man, what a cultural phenomenon this has turned into. Netflix has some of these every now and then. Has it ever had it when it came to K-pop? Not that I know of, but it's like the biggest thing. It's been #1 movie on Netflix for a long time. I think it's breaking all sorts of records for streaming services and all that. And it's got the #1 song on Spotify right now we all know it. It's called Golden. It's amazing. And we do need to discuss it, all right, folks? Folks. I just said folks while I'm talking about K-pop and like this. All right. So, my story. This is my story with K-Pop Demon Hunters. My wife, all over Book Talk, so she was seeing this movie kind of surface early on there, and she wanted to watch it. I will admit, I was a bit hesitant. I was like, yeah, if you want to watch it, I'll just be on the iPad or whatever, just hanging out in the room. I guess I was somewhat curious because she said that it was the same animators from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movies there. And I mean, that's one of my favorite movies. We have the 24:36 poster in our nice movie media room. So with all that being said, I still was on my iPad during the first watch there. But now, I've seen the movie 7 times. At least 7 times. And not only that, but we are going to be some of the lucky few to... They're having like a 2-day theater event for this movie. I believe it's August 23rd and 24th are like the only 2 days, at least around here. Those are the only 2 days that this is going to be shown in theaters. So we already bought the tickets. We're going on Sunday the 24th, and we're both super stoked about it. I'm not even being facetious or anything there. The movie is sincerely great. It has great comedy. It's a good fast-paced story. The comedy bits are just like constantly coming at you. I love the art direction and just the world building. And on top of it all, and one of the main reasons that we're going to be talking about it right here on the Jammies is the music. It's just incredible pop music. I mean, It's catchy. The voices of these singers are like out of this world good. They all flow together really well too. And the lyrics are good to kind of tell the story that they're telling, but I feel like also correlate to real life as well. Maybe not, Takedown. Those maybe don't correlate totally to real life, but I mean, it's all about, fighting your inner demons and moving past them. So my thing is that I would never recommend somebody resubscribe to Netflix for Happy Gilmore 2, but I would fully vouch for resubscribing just to watch K-Pop Demon Hunters. I'd say my favorite song off the entire soundtrack is the song Free. That's Rumi and Jinu having a beautiful duet together there. And of course, the song Golden. I mean, how can you not love it? Especially when you've seen the movie. It's just all works together. It's one of those that I have to be careful that it doesn't just take over, or maybe should I say take down, my entire Spotify Wrapped. I could easily see, oh, look at that. Whoops, Golden is my number one song this year. So we'll be on the lookout, but it's being queued up plenty of times. The whole soundtrack is great. The movie, again, we've probably seen it a solid 7 times. And also purchased the vinyl. And I'm actually surprising my wife with the vinyl. So she listens to podcasts. So this is my way of telling her and surprising her that we will be the proud owners, and maybe even hanging up on our wall owners of the K-Pop Demon Hunters soundtrack. So again, big old elephant in the room. We got to take care of it. It is Huntrix, Saja Boys, and K-Pop Demon Hunters as a whole. Go check out the movie if you got Netflix, and if not, I still feel like even the soundtrack by itself, you might not understand the context as well, but definitely just some great pop music out there. So check it out. All right. I don't know if there's going to be a harder pivot in podcasting history from K-Pop Demon Hunters to the next thing that we're going to talk about. And the next is the album No Silent Monks by Richy, Mitch, and the Coal Miners. This is their latest album, came out on July 18th. So we've had about a month to listen through it. I'm actually recording this one on Friday, August 22nd. So it'll be releasing on August 29th. At this point, I have had about a month to listen through, and I had to admit I was a bit skeptical of 2 albums in about 4 months from Richy, Mitch, and the Coal Miners. But as per usual, I am impressed. It is just another great album from RMCM. They had the album Colorado's on Fire Again. That came out in March. I believe it was March 7th. So to go full, I think, 14-song album on March 7th, and then to release 2 great singles that we talked about, Downy and Blue Lights. Those are just 2 singles right after Colorado's on Fire Again, and then just to drop another full album, 10-song album, again called No Silent Monks. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how anybody can produce this much music and this much good to great music as well. But RMCM, my applause, my admiration to you guys. Keep up the great work. I mean, just another great album. I will say, while I'm definitely loving it, I wouldn't say it's the most accessible album of theirs. It's not the one that I would probably recommend at the top shelf of RMCM albums. If I found out that you had never listened to Richy, Mitch, and the Coal Miners, then I'd probably be more likely to recommend you the album Subliming from 2019, or possibly Colorado's on Fire Again. Those would be probably the 2 that I'd recommend to anybody that never heard RMCM. But if you are like me, we love Richy Mitch around here, and it's yet another great experience. I feel like my favorite song, even since the first listen, and is just stuck at number 1 for me out of this album, is the song Sidewinder. Sidewinder, great song, potentially a Jammies Song of the Year nominee, but it will likely be competing with the song For the Jets on the Colorado's on Fire Again album. So maybe we'll see both of those in the running, but I don't know if I'm going to have multiple songs from the same artist. I might have to just pick one, let the other one sit on the shelf a little bit, but we might be talking Sidewinder a little bit later in the year. So yeah, Sidewinder definitely my favorite on this one, but other favorites include One, which is going to be the song that starts the album, Sabino, Cujo, and then again Sidewinder. So those are some of my other favorites. They have a couple, like Black Rocks is a really slow song. And yeah, there's just a couple slower songs on here, just more acoustic, just a lot of Mitch singing there. So again, maybe not the most accessible album that they've ever came out with, but that's not what it's all about. It is all good music, all good things from Richy, Mitch, and the Coal Miners and their latest album, No Silent Monks. Alrighty, that is all the artists that we will mention and deep dive into, but we still have saucy singles. We also have the new and upcoming albums that we will be having our eye on, as well as the artist showcase with FLUMP. So let's dive into Saucy Singles. If you've never heard the show before, Saucy Singles is going to be a whole lot of great music, just kind of one song at a time. Either it's a band that we know and love that released a single recently. I really want to bring that one up, talk about it, or potentially it is a artist that this is my favorite song by them. Maybe I've not had a chance to deep dive into their music. Maybe it's just the one song that I really, really enjoyed by them. All these things happen, and that's why Saucy Singles exist. It is a nice long list this week. 17 songs. So we're going to get through it. A lot of these songs honestly have come out in August or just late July. Again, I'm recording this one on August 22nd. Even as of today, I mean, it's a Friday. Friday is Release Radar Day. If you ever are looking for new music, make sure you're checking out your Release Radar on Spotify. It comes out every Friday. It's going to go through any bands that you're following or maybe music that Spotify thinks that you might like and give you that music in a nice playlist. So my release radar for the 22nd, I haven't even been able to listen to any of it because I've been just really trying to get this episode together, making sure that I can shine enough light on all these saucy singles that we have. Anyways, let's get into it. The first one that we're going to talk about, we're going to re-bring it up. It is called Something Stolen, and this is by the Dalmatian Club. So this is the one that we talked about at the top of the show. We got to go see Dalmatian Club. They opened for Old Mervs. Again, Something Stolen. That is going to be their best song. It's going to be some great indie rock to go check out. And I think we're going to kind of start the saucy singles off with mostly some of the indie rock, and then we'll go a little bit more into the indie folk space. Coming up right after that is two singles that actually got released on August 8th, so nice and new. It's going to be from a band that we did get to talk about earlier this year. It is Congress the Band. So Congress the Band, we mentioned them actually as an artist to mention. We deep dove into their 3 songs that they had out, and I was like, they're already worth a follow, and I'm very happy to follow them because they have not disappointed yet. They are 5 for 5 in these next 2 singles that they just dropped on August 8th. The first one is called Wraparound, and the second song is called Valerie. So when I first heard these 2 songs, I definitely thought that Valerie was the better of the 2 songs. I have really come all the way around after even just the second listen of the song Wraparound. They're both just so fantastic. I think Wraparound might even be the better overall song, but again, 5 for 5, Congress the Band, they just have not missed yet. A band that I will continue to keep my eye on and continue to shuffle into a lot of my different playlists here. That is the singles Wraparound and Valerie by Congress the Band. Sticking with one more indie rock band and a recent single by the band Edgehill. We had mentioned Edgehill in a couple of episodes. Specifically, we did have a nice long segment in the 2024 music review, actually the first ever episode of the Jammies. Talked a lot about Edgehill, and I've been waiting all year for some more Edgehill. I've wanted to talk about this band. More importantly, I've wanted to hear some great new music because it seems everything that Edgehill releases works for me. They did have one other single earlier in the year, just a couple weeks back even. It was called I Can Be Your Dog. Didn't love that one, but here we are today to talk more Edgehill and the single Double Take. And man, Double Take is just right back to the best of Edgehill. One of my favorite songs by them. It just fully delivers. There's the classic build-up that they have. They just jam, and the singer just always hits for me. Edgehill, glad we're talking about you again with the Jammies here and your latest single, Double Take. Keep up the great music. Really excited to hear, hopefully, whatever else comes next from you guys. All right, switching over to more of an indie folk side of the saucy singles here. And it's an artist that we've actually been talking about possibly for the past 2 episodes. We might as well make it 3 in a row because here's another great one from the artist Halfway. Halfway, again, is Haffway. And the song that we are talking about today, it's the song called Right Here. So this one was actually on the album in 2024 called Lady Lou and All Her Friends by Halfway. Man, this one I just have a playlist right now of kind of like sweet or sad songs that just build and hit you with like all the acoustic guitar, and this slots right in there. So if you've been liking the Jonah Kagens, if you've been liking the Bo Stalos, all that stuff, then Right Here by Halfway is gonna fit right into that mix there. And I mean, I just mentioned Halfway again. We're gonna mention Bo Stalo again with the next saucy single called Bones Sleep. This one's actually Halfway and Bo Stalo combined together for the song. This one came out in November of 2024. I remember hearing it when I was listening through all of Bo Stalo's music. I thought it was good. I didn't save it. I'll be honest, I didn't save it. For whatever reason, maybe I heard it once or twice and it just didn't quite get there for me. But now that I know Bo Stalo's music and I've been loving Halfway's music, it just kind of hit on a different level. it's another very pretty song, does well for me, and they both are a great duet together. In the song Bone Sleep, again, that's by Halfway and Bo Stallo. Keeping it going, we just have so much to get through. So the next one is going to be the song Better Than the Floor. This is Sam Barber and Chance Peña. So this one actually came out on August 14th. So for me, it came out only 8 days ago. I've probably already listened to the song 12 plus times in the past 8 days. Better Than the Floor with Sam Barber and Chance Peña. Just another great one. I mean, the Sam Barber guy is just already on my map now of like, haven't heard of him, I don't think, at least, and I'm probably going to have to check out his music because his first verse is just phenomenal. I mean, it probably showed up on my release radar just because Chance Peña always is on my release radar. That man releases so much music, and we'll actually be talking a little bit more about that in this episode yet. Sam Barber, great first verse in this one, enough to make me want to check out more music, so hopefully we'll be talking more about him. Again, Better Than the Floor, that's this latest single. Next up, we got a song from Zach Bryan featuring Gabriella Rose. This one is called Madeline. It's a quick 2.5 minute song, a nice duet between Zach Bryan and this Gabriella Rose. Yeah, this one came out July 18th, so again, one of the newer singles from Zach Bryan. Just a really pretty duet between the two of them, and that's what I have to say on that one. All right, next saucy single, it is the song Dang by Kitten Surprise. This one has me very excited. I don't know about you guys. If you know RKS, if you know Kitten Surprise, I feel like I was really attached to their first 3 albums or so. I haven't necessarily listened to much of their newer music, unfortunately, there, but this one, it reminds me of some classic, great RKS. So again, the song's called Dang by Kitten Surprise, and it actually is going to be a song that is going to be on their new album. We'll be getting to the album talk in a second, and we're actually just going to keep on going with the saucy singles because these Dang, as well as the next 2 saucy singles, will all be songs that lead into some album talk. So next one is the song You Again by Jonah Kagen. We've talked about Jonah Kagen in an earlier podcast. This is going to be a single on his new album coming up. We also have the song Collapse by Chance Peña. This is going to lead into a new album and be a song on that album as well. So we keep on alluding to the albums. I promise we'll get right to them, but we got to finish up the saucy singles with what I'm going to say is just a rapid fire singles section here. So this is like speed dating with rapid fire singles here because these are songs that either just came out, maybe I didn't have enough time. I might even end up talking about them on the next episode after I've had a little bit more time with them, but some rapid fire singles just because we've had so much music to talk about. I have no idea how long this episode's going to be. A couple other songs that will be not only recommended by me, they'll be a part of the Jammies episode 10 Spotify playlist that you can shuffle through. We're going to mention these couple, and then we'll get into the upcoming albums here. All right, we have the song Other Side by the artist John Robert. John Robert got some great music out there, a couple really good singles. So if you end up liking Other Side, it's a little bit slower than some of his other ones. So there's even more to really love by John Robert. We have the song Amor by Bell. Bell is just Bell. Really sweet little song. Reminds you of maybe a time in your life when you were, it's almost like you're not with somebody, but you almost miss having somebody just for the sake of having somebody, you know. It sucks being single sometimes. I believe that this is what the song is about. And I also am just a sucker for people that sing perfectly in Spanish. So, and it's not all in Spanish, just the refrain is. Anyways, we have the song Leaving With You by the artist Merpire. This one was on an EP called Milk Pool. I did check out the EP by Merpire here, and the song Leaving With You is the one that definitely stuck with me. That one is going to be kind of more along the lines of almost like that grungy, like a grunge rock female singer. Got a good vibe to it though, so check that one out, as well as our next rapid fire single here. This one is recommended to me by our buddy Scott. Scott, of course, a great friend of mine, as well as a listener of the show. He went out to Mile of Music, which is a music festival right here in Wisconsin, and he actually got to go see a artist that he stumbled into. Their name is Wim Tapley, and he recommended the song. It's called Call It Like You See It. It's actually the latest song by Wim Tapley. Came out on July 18th. It's got some really good saxophone, I believe. It's got some great vibes there. Really good build up to where they just are kind of jamming again. So it definitely works for me. Might have to check out more of Wim Tapley's music, but for now, we have the song Call It Like You See It. 2 more rapid fire ones. This one's called Wildfire, and this is by The Cheeks. The Cheeks is Cheaks. The Cheeks actually just released a new EP called Signals. It came out on August 20th, so literally Wednesday, 2 days ago for me. This one is a very good rock song and gets into even maybe a little bit of hard rock. I believe, is The Cheeks the Australian band of the episode? I think that they might be. I'm just going to mention Wildfire because it is not only on the new EP Signals, but it has caught my attention. I think that this Signals EP, while I've only been able to listen to it once all the way through, might have a little bit more to it, so we're going to just have a quick shout out for the song Wildfire by The Cheeks, and we'll move on for now, but maybe we'll talk about them next episode. And another song that came out just 2 days ago, but I cannot not mention it because it's Old Mervs. We've got more Old Mervs in the form of actually a collaboration song with the band FLUMP. FLUMP is a huge band in the indie space. You always see them headlining shows, and then their featured artists with them are usually bands that we like around here at the Jammies. So FLUMP, great band. I've known of their music since maybe 2023, and they came out with a new song, again with Old Mervs, called Burnout Days. Burnout Days is, you got a little verse with FLUMP in the beginning, and then like Old Mervs, and man, he comes in, and I just think that so many people know FLUMP, and a ton of people know Old Mervs as well, but there's a lot of people that know FLUMP but don't know Old Mervs, you know, and vice versa, I guess, there too. But man, they're gonna come in on this track and just be like, hold on, who is this? Like, what? Because man, his voice is just so good. It's so clean and catchy. And he does a great job on this song, Burnout Days. And then FLUMP comes back in and they kind of duet it and almost have like a little bit of yelling. It's just, they kick it up a notch in like the third act, basically, the third verse there. So highly recommend this one. I'm going to be listening to it a lot because, again, it only came out 2 days ago. So it's going to be in a heavy shuffle. Maybe we'll mention it a little bit more next episode, but those are my thoughts on it so far. And that is not only the saucy singles, but even a rapid fire singles. We can even call it just speed dating singles if we want to, if that's another segment of the show, because those are the 17 singles. We had a lot to talk about. I apologize if I didn't go into too much detail on all of them. But at the end of the day, just click on the link in the episode description to get you to the Spotify playlist. Even if you just have the free Spotify subscription, you don't have to pay monthly. You can still shuffle through the playlist and listen to all those songs. You'll just have to listen with ads, maybe a little bit lower quality, but the nice thing is you can still listen through all those just if you have Spotify downloaded and give them your email basically. That's probably going to be the biggest and best thing for this show. I've had a lot of people request playlists. I was struggling a little bit to figure out how to share my playlists, and it turns out I can just link them. So thank goodness for that. So now it's going to be a lot easier to consume all the music that we're talking about here. All right, before my voice fully goes, man, I can't believe I can barely talk for an hour anymore. But before we head out today, we are going to be talking about some new and upcoming albums. This is the list of albums and projects that are on my radar right now, definitely the ones that I am looking into. The EP by The Bends. The Bends is a band that we've talked about previously this year. They released their debut EP. It's 6 great songs, 2 that are brand new. The EP is called Leeward Drive. So we're going to be checking that one out. Again, it actually came out today. I haven't had any time to listen to them, but I know that the 4 songs that are out currently are all songs that I really like, and basically how I've found to already love the Bends is because of those 4 songs. So 2 brand new ones. I'm excited to check them out. So that's Leeward Drive by the Bends. Check that one out. It'll be out already for you. The other one that is out now is the album that we alluded to by Chance Peña, actually. So Chance Peña came out with an album last year, was very, very good. This year, he's releasing another one. Again, releases August 29th, the same day that this episode comes out. So it is out now. The album is called When I Change My Mind, I Don't Mean It. I'm impressed with how much Chance Peña makes music. I mean, he's constantly featured on other artists' songs. He's constantly doing collaborations with other artists. I'm really excited about this new album, not only because it's Chance Peña, but because this latest single called Collapse has just been phenomenal. It's been a great listen. So I'm excited to dive into that one when, for me, it comes out next week. But again, it'll be out by the time this episode airs. So check out Chance Peña's album, When I Change My Mind, I Don't Mean It. I am sure we'll be talking about this one as well as all these other albums on future episodes. All right, keep on working through these albums. Jonah Kagen, again, alluded to the fact that he has a new album coming out. It is coming out on September 5th. This one's called Sunflowers and Leather. The song You Again, we mentioned in the Saucy singles. It's got me super excited about the ever so talented Jonah Kagen. This is another great indie folk, powerful voice, powerful acoustic guitar type of singer and an artist here. So definitely excited for his debut album, Sunflowers and Leather. Again, that's going to be on September 5th. So by the time the 11th episode comes out, we'll definitely be talking about that one, as well as Matt Mason's new album. We mentioned it last episode, so I'll just mention it briefly, but by September 12th, A Quiet and Harmless Living by Matt Mason will be out. So another one to check out. Also on September 12th. Man, what a day it's going to be. Because Matt Mason has his first album in a very long time. And also 21 Pilots releasing another album this year. This one's called Breach. Again, we mentioned it in the last episode. Talking about upcoming albums. Again, I'll be talking about Breach. I'll be talking about... They released another single today. Apparently it's great, according to my wife. And I am excited to hear it. And it's incredible that 21 Pilots is actually on their 7th album now. This will be their 7th album with Breach. Yeah, I believe it is basically like capping this like trilogy of albums between Trench from 2018, Clancy from 2024, and then Breach, I believe, is going to be the closing of this trilogy of albums. I think I saw that somewhere, but again, 7th album. Good for you guys, 21 Pilots. I'll be checking it out on September 12th, right when it drops. Let's keep it going. Heat of July by Briscoe. We mentioned it last episode. Just wanted to remind you that one will be out September 19th. So that'll be another one that we're talking about on next episode. And Rainbow Kitten Surprise. We talked about the single Dang and how much we are excited for this next album. And before this single came out, I don't know if I would have even checked out the album. The album is going to be called Bones. Again, that's by Rainbow Kitten Surprise. They go by RKS as well. But yeah, I think I'll probably be listening through that whole album now that Dang just, again, it reminds me of the good old days with RKS. That one is going to be coming out September 26th. So that is the last album in a long list here. Again, by the time episode 11 comes out, we're going to have a whole bunch more music to talk about, a whole bunch of albums that'll either be out for a good month or maybe a half a month. So much to look forward to, right? I hope that you guys have been enjoying all the music recommendations. I'm really stoked. I've mentioned it plenty of times this episode, but I'm very excited for the playlist functionality on Spotify. So it's just going to be easier you can listen to the podcast, and then instead of having to type in, search, and queue up all these songs, it's just going to be either shuffle through them and like the songs that you end up liking, or if you like the description of what I was saying, then yeah, you can just find it in there and check it out from there. So yeah, the next time that we talk, it'll be episode 11. Most likely will be coming out on September 26th. Again, we're going to push these episodes back to the end of the month, be more so a recap of all the stuff that I've been listening to over the month. We're going to have all those great albums to check out. Man, the NFL season will finally be kicking off. Been looking forward to that one for a long time. Just ask my wife. She has to deal with me all off season talking football, but then really sink in that football season when we kick off September 4th here. So if anything comes up in the meantime, though, definitely reach out to me on my socials. Easiest way to find that is going to be at that link tree. It's linktr.ee/the Jammies, which is THEJAMMIES, or reach out to me via email at thejammyshow@gmail.com. With all that being said, I just want to thank everybody for listening in to the Jammies. I'm sure this is going to be another long one, so thank you for listening all the way through. Definitely go check out the playlist where you're going to be able to easily find all the music that we talked about on this episode and all previous episodes. Those playlists have already been made. They've already been linked to old episodes, so if you wanted to go back, check out old episodes, or maybe if you didn't queue up every song, all those playlists are going to be there, and there's always some great music, always something for everybody within the Jammies episodes, So, okay, so to end the show, we have our 4th ever artist showcase. This is going to be from the band FLUMP and a song called Sometimes But Not For Long, and this is off of their brand new EP that came out August 8th of this year. The EP is also called Sometimes But Not For Long, but has a solid 4 songs on that one. If you want to check out FLUMP, they only have 6, maybe 7 songs out right now. Some other good ones are the songs Thick Like Glue and the song After Dark. Those are 2 that I heard those ones. I ended up liking both of them, kind of saving them, and wanted to keep my eye out on this artist FLUMP. And they paid me off immediately. This Sometimes But Not For Long song is a song that I've really been enjoying. Very excited to be queuing it up for you guys right now. We will be listening to the whole song here, but do please check out FLUMP. It is FLUMP, all one word. Go check them out on Spotify or other streaming services. Show them some love. Check out their new EP. Check out those other singles, and let's support them. So yeah, FLUMP, the band from Bristol, England. We're worldwide collaborating. This is so cool to have them on this show. Without further ado, let's cue up the song Sometimes But Not For Long by FLUMP.
Yo, this is the band FLUMP showcasing you our latest track, Sometimes But Not For Long, off of our debut EP, titled The Same Damn Thing. We really hope you enjoy it.
Guess I'll run out waiting. Guess I'll fall, never live, never die. I got to kick it back, all feelings. Not your fault, never was always mine. Yeah, always mine. And oh, she like it just the way it is. I feel the pressure coming. It lasts for sometimes, but not for long. Forever you're singing this song. Sometimes, but not for. And they're under my skin. Oh, well, I might just disappear, turn into no one but something. Yeah. I say, oh, I like it just the way it is. I feel the pressure running through my tears. It lasts for sometimes, but not for long. Forever singing this song. Sometimes, but not for.
One, two, three.
Thank you everybody again for listening to the Jammies. I just am super happy to be hitting double-digit numbers on this podcast. Episode number 10, that is a wrap. So thank you guys for listening. Have a great September. We'll talk to you at the end of it, and keep on jamming.